So number. So let's do 64,
64,
33,
33.
and 68.
Okay, give me 3 letters and one more number.
One more number is 29.
Okay.
The letters P and N.
Okay. And we're going to go with one of your numbers, which is 64. I'm going to place this thought into the chat. You're going to read it out loud. And I'm going to say, is it our thought, their thought, or remix? Once you have your answer together, you just put the back of the answer that you're going to reveal to me to the screen so I know that you're ready to respond to it. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Just say, did I have a 64 on here? Yikes. The beginning stages. I changed the game up. Please forgive me, friends. All right, here's the thought. Read it out loud for the audience.
There is no such thing as the one or a soulmate.
Our thought, their thought, or remix. Once you're ready, put it up on the screen. Don't tell me what it is because I'm going to guess what's behind that paper.
So our thought is
Our thought means I shared this thought with this person. I agree that there's no such thing as the one or so. Their thought means I don't believe that at all.
that's
Whoever
just
said
theirs.
that, that's their thought.
Okay.
And remix means
And
like, oh, I kind of believe in it, but this is what I would change, or I don't understand it at all.
so if it okay, so I had to put what down now?
So you have the 3 different pages, right? One
Yeah.
is their thought and
Yeah.
remix.
Uh-huh.
Whatever you say it
Uh-huh.
is for yourself in your personal life, place
Yeah.
it on the screen, but don't show me. Just have the white part.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Got it. All right. So now you're ready. And I'm gonna guess what you have. I'm
Okay,
gonna
guess.
put their thought.
Huh?
I'm gonna guess that you put their thought. Our thought, really? I didn't think you believed in soulmates. You don't seem like the type.
Because it says there is no such thing as soulmates. I agree with that.
Okay. You don't explain anything because this is
Oh,
what the game is. You just tell me what
okay.
it is and go to the next one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to Q, which is one that you chose. And Q is this Instagram video. I'm going to share my screen and we're gonna watch it together. Now remember when we're listening to the video, there are a few thoughts here. I'm going to highlight one of the thoughts. I'm going to put that in the chat, and that's the one you're going to listen to. But we're going to listen to the thought all together, okay?
Sure.
I mean, the video all together. Once you get through a few of these, it'll start to make sense.
What would you say to that brother that's afraid and sees marriage as the loss of freedom?
If a man sees the confines of marriage as shackles and as chains, then they have a warped view of what shackles and chains are. Because you are shackled and chained to the perpetual cycle of unfulfillment in your singleness. Because I am perpetually trying to fulfill myself in multiple people. I think the illusion of freedom is really what we mask our inability to be vulnerable and take the risk to be safe. We're afraid. We're afraid that if I give myself fully to one woman, will she love me for real? Will she accept me? Be with someone who knows the real me, the internal issues, my struggles, my fears, my vulnerabilities, and chooses to love me anyway.
Why are you looking like that?
I'm ready.
Oh, now you're ready. Okay, here's a thought. Read it.
Men are afraid to give themselves to one woman. Men are afraid to give themselves to one woman.
Our thought, their thought, or remix.
Men are afraid to give themselves
Don't
to
give me no hints. What you thinking all hard and stuff like that.
Let me think on it. Men are afraid to give themselves to one woman. To give them, men are afraid to give themselves to one woman. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, you ready?
Our thought, their thought, or remix. Don't show me.
Okay.
Because you was thinking all hard like that, and you had
Mhm.
your eyes up into the sky. I'm gonna say you put remix.
I'll put I thought.
You put our thought. Interesting. Okay, 2 points for you. All right. So now we're gonna go to 33. That was a number that you chose.
Jesus number. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Read this out loud for us, Shaun.
The pursuit of happiness is overrated. Embracing suffering is the key to a meaningful life.
Our thought, their thought, or remix. All right. Since I had a conversation with you about this, I'm going to say that you put our thought. Their thought? What? What? You just talking about all this suffering, Shaun.
Yeah, but I never said it was the key to a meaningful life.
Okay. Enhance my listening skills then. All right, 68. Well, let's actually go to P, which is another video. And P is okay. That's interesting that you got this one. All right, let me go and put it on. I know what you're gonna say to this one now. So,
Yeah, you knew the other times too.
oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I probably don't know. I haven't got anything right yet, so I don't know. I don't know.
Boy, you don't know me like you think you know me, boy.
I don't know you at all, for real. I never met this man before.
I think we breathed life into Jesus. I think black people animated Jesus through the power of their own magic, but that's for a whole other separate rant.
Check out this video. I'll be right back.
What's a thought that you once accidentally thunk and now you can't stop thinking it?
Some months ago, I read a quote from a professor who theorized that black people imbued power into the name of Jesus, and it really stuck with me. Like so much of the way that black folks practice the Christian faith is infused with African religious and spiritual traditions, even in ways that most can't see and some refuse to see. And we have channeled all of that spiritual energy into this name for hundreds of years, trying to will ourselves out of an unimaginable suffering. And this happened so much so that it would be no surprise to me if this name in the mouths of black folks actually did have healing properties and wonder-working power. So often in our comparisons of black churches and white churches, what is being left out of the conversation is the ways that black folks have oriented themselves to this name and to this religion in America historically. For white Americans, this name was used for imperialism, colonialism, and white supremacy. And for enslaved Africans and their descendants, this name was used for liberation from suffering and divine love. So while many black folks and white folks are calling on the same name, I don't think they're remotely tapping into the same energy.
This is so real, and I really appreciate Ryan's video. Please go back and watch the full thing. I really think spiritual displacement is one of the biggest consequences of colonialism. It's one of the biggest things that we suffered. The inability to connect with our traditions, the demonization of the traditions that sustained us, spiritualities and traditions that I know for a fact could aid in our liberation.
I find myself on a personal level longing to know a spirituality of revolution and to feel authentically connected to one rather than a displaced intruder.
Because think about the layers of this, right? White Christian colonizers came to Africa, took people from their lands. And not only did they take them from their lands, they took them from their spiritual traditions and practices. Traditions and practices that were indigenous to us. And the reason why removing us from the land was such a vital part of that process is because the land was connected to our spirituality. So they get removed from that land, they get removed from their spirituality. That spirituality gets effectively demonized. It becomes illegal to practice indigenous spiritual practices. It becomes illegal to gather without white supervision. And this is really the beginning of how they begin to police black people and police black spirituality. These are direct consequences of colonialism. So imagine hundreds of years of spiritual indoctrination into white evangelical theology or white Christian theology. And because we're so spiritually attuned, we preserved our Africanisms, we preserved our spiritual traditions within the tradition that was handed down to us. And thus the black church was born. And everyone understands the difference between black church and white church in terms of their modalities and the things that they practice, the things that they do in ritual. But for so many of us, we've siphoned our spiritual energy into this new thing. And now the name of Jesus or the person of Jesus becomes an egregore. It's the thing that we poured spiritual energy into that is now returning that spiritual energy back to us. And so the reason why I identify as a spiritual pluralist, even though I am nomadic, right? Even though I'm still on a journey of exploring my spirituality, it's because I know that power is in that name, but it's not because of the name. The reason I still listen to gospel music sometimes is because I know our power is in there. Like, that music belongs to us. But I also want to explore and learn more about, expand my consciousness and thought around the spiritual traditions that formed us before we landed on these shores. On this journey, people have asked, what parts of my Christian heritage do I still hold on to? I still hold Sunday as my primary day of reflection and prayer. I occasionally listen to gospel music, and I still lean on some of the love-rooted, justice-centered messaging that I've got from the Bible over the years. But I'm still learning from various traditional African spiritual practices and ideas. I pour libations and commune with my ancestors. I view myself as connected with nature, an extension of the divine source of the Ashe, because while I may be fluent in the religious language of Christianity, I recognize that it is not my native tongue. More content.
All right. So there were a lot of thoughts here. So I'm going to just take one thought from the video and I'm going to put this into the chat. You're going to read it for us. And our thought, their thought, or remix it. Read it out loud for us, Shaun.
Black people animated Jesus through the power of their own magic.
There you go. You got it. I gotta get this right.
Okay.
Our thought.
Hey, pew, pew,
Hey,
pew.
finally come through.
Finally.
1 point.
Hey.
All right. Goodness grief. All right. So let's go ahead to number 68. 68. All right. Read this for the audience. And those who are listening, I want you to guess with me while you're playing what you think Shaun would put on his screen after our conversations with him.
They don't know me.
I know, but they heard some things.
Okay, so
your listening skills with this podcast.
there you go. Let me see. Life has no inherent meaning. We must create our own purpose.
Our thought, their thought, or remix. I'm gonna put you put our thought.
Their thought.
Oh wait. Oh no, you put their thought. Okay, that's interesting. I'm getting to know you. All right, 29. I do not know this, man. 29. Here we go. Mouse is not working out. There we go. Read this out loud for us, please.
Nature will not tolerate idleness or vacuums of any sort. All space must be and is filled with something.
Our thought, their thought, or remix.
Nature will not tolerate idleness of any sort. I'll say
I'm gonna say that you put our thought.
you got it.
There we go. Another point. I got 2 points. Lucky me.
Hey.
And here is the last one we have in, which is another video.
When you give someone something for free the first time, it creates appreciation. When you give someone something for free the second time, it creates anticipation. When you give someone something for free the third time, it creates expectation. Fourth time, it creates entitlement. When you give someone something the fifth time, it creates dependency. And you don't give it to them by the sixth time, it creates hatred and resentment. And internally, they feel depressed and have anxiety. So let me tell you, ladies, something. Guess where all women are? Because women get attention for free from men. So women are in the entitlement field. That's why all women think that they're 8, 9s, and 10s, because they have this self-entitlement because is in your DMs giving you a bunch of attention.
Right. So I'm going to choose one thought from here. Read that out loud for us.
Women have self-entitlement because men are in DMs giving them attention.
Our thought, their thought, or remix?
What do you think?
Huh?
What do you think?
I think you put remix.
That's their thought.
Their thought? Okay, so that means that I only got 2 points. You got 4 points. So here's your chance to explain in 2 minutes or to go into details on why you pick our thought, their thought, or remix for one of the thoughts that we went through today. You can either allow me to choose or you can choose one that you want to go after.
You can choose.
Women have self-entitlement issues because men are in their DMs giving them attention. You put that it was their thought. I'm going to put 2 minutes on a clock. Why do you disagree with this man? You disagree, right?
Yeah, because he was
Oh, wait. You gotta put the clock on. Put the clock on. Okay, start.
Yeah, because he was speaking in generality. He said all. He said all multiple times through the video. Like, that's impossible. Like, and it really it sounds like he just has very individual experiences with women, and that are causing him to have this mindset. And a lot of times when I hear people say all, sometimes that's rooted in trauma. So like maybe he was hurt. Maybe the women that he is pursuing do feel self-entitled, but I come across plenty of women who don't feel self-entitled like that. So when you say all, like, that's ridiculous. And I think a lot of times it's the people that you desire. You may desire a specific type of person that pool of people in that pool can be all, but that's just all the people in the pool. Like if you like all women who are on Instagram, because there are a lot of women who don't have social media. So how can that even be right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's ridiculous. So yeah, that's my.
You got 50 more seconds. You got to fill up all that.
Do you have a lot of men in your DMs?
I don't have nobody in my DMs. Not one. Not
When you
one person.
speaking that high pitch like that is usually a lie.
High pitch means is a lie. I have no one in my DMs trying to talk to me, or you mean like just people sending me messages?
They're trying to talk to you.
Not one. I don't need anybody. I would not. I'm not. I think if someone approached me through the DM, I'm just not a DM type of person. I'm just.
And that's why his statement is ridiculous.
I wouldn't want. No.
That is why it is nonsensical. So.
All right. All right. So now we're going to transition to the closing of the show where we're going to.
Dear Creator, today we spotlight Shaun Andrews and his significant contributions through Mindhac, dedicated to advancing mental health care for minority students with the innovative use of music. This initiative seamlessly incorporates music into mental health interventions and screenings, creating a nurturing educational environment through a collaborative framework involving students, parents, educators, and mental health professionals. Discover Shaun Andrews' impactful journey by visiting Mindhac at mindhac.com. Let's join hands in promoting mental health awareness and support.